Heidi ho, welcome back to Hebrew. Um, Before we get back to the alphabet, I actually have something else I'm going to show you. So I've told you before that in Hebrew, every word breaks down to a three letter root. Okay, so when we're looking up Hebrew words, they make Hebrew dictionaries, but they're going to be very limited and what we really need is a Hebrew English lexicon. Now, this one is the one by Brown, Driver, and Briggs. So, this is actually if you're in academic circles like seminary and you're looking up Hebrew, this is the lexicon, the one that Brown, Driver, and Briggs did. That's the one everyone wants. This is like the one. So, instead of saying the Brown, Driver, Briggs every time, we abbreviate that. This is the BDB. So if you hear me in the future say, we'll look that up in the BDB, it's this. Even though it's Hebrew and Hebrew is written from right to left, because this is for English speakers, I guess, the alphabet is actually from left to right, the way we would think of an English dictionary. So if you're looking up a word, you've got to find that three-letter root. And once you find the three-letter root, let's see if I can find one. This will work. I wonder if this will show up. Yeah. There we go. I don't know what that symbol is at the end of it, but there's a three-letter root. So that's chet, resh, which we haven't learned yet, and then dalet, I believe. Looking in the, yeah, chet, resh, and dalet. And then you can see it's got a definition and some context, but then there's a bunch of stuff here, different forms. So once you find that three-letter root, it'll show you different forms of the word you can look at. And one of the reasons this one is so good, it shows you every verse of the Hebrew Bible that form of the word appears in. So I have a hard time pointing. Isaiah 19:16, Job 37:1, Genesis 27. So if you're looking up a word and you're thinking, is this the right one? You can find right there, hey, this is the verse I'm looking at. Another reason that's cool is because, sometimes we're trying to look at words and words sometimes have like two or three types of meanings depending on the context. And you're wondering, how is this word used? When you see, hey, here's my word, but here's, another verse or two that this word shows up in, sometimes it's neat to go look at those verses and see how the word's used there. And then you can kind of compare and say, oh, this is kind of how the word was used in that day. So anyway, yeah, the BDB, we'll have to get you one of these. Okay, now let's get back to the alphabet. So we'll do a quick recap. Aleph, which is a silent letter. Beit, without the dagesh, it's a V. With the dagesh, it's a B. Gimel also takes dagesh. It's a G. With the dagesh, it's a harder G. Without, it's a little bit softer, but it's just a G. Oh, turn page. Okay. Dalet is a D with or without the dagesh. That used to be different. It's become the same over time. So with or without the dagesh, a dalet is a D. Hey is an H. Vav is a V. And this is the last page we've done so far. Oh, these pages aren't wanting to turn. I don't want them to tear. It's starting to tear. Oh no! Okay. Zion, Z. Chet, which is, the beginning of that, the name of the letter, that's the sound it makes, the ch. Tet is just a T. That's easy. Okay, let's get to new stuff. Take the cap off my marker. So this next one, it almost looks like an apostrophe. It goes at the top. It doesn't go all the way down. I probably could have made that a little bigger. Might would have come down to here. Too late now. Yod. It's just a Y. Now, sort of like the English Y, it can be a consonant or a vowel. A yod can be used with the E vowel marker to make it like a sharper E. So sometimes you'll see that, and once you see some context, once you start seeing it, you'll go, oh, that's what that is, and it's easy. But the E vowel markers are just dots under a letter. It just depending on how many dots you see is how sharp the E is. If it's one dot, that's the sharpest E, and sometimes that's paired with a yod right after. And so that's like the word bee, B-E-E, like the bumblebee. That sharp E, that's about as sharp as you can get. That one dot E followed by a yod, that's what that is. If a yod is in the middle of a letter, it's very frequently a vowel. I can't think of a word off the top of my head that has a yod in the middle that it's a consonant. Okay, next. Cough. This can take a doggish. Or it might be cough. Cough. No, it's cough. We have another letter that's cough. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've said these letters. If you can hear that ding, that was you texting me. Anyway, okay. So with the doggish, cough is a K. Without the doggish, it's more of a guttural, softer K. So it's like huh. So with the doggish, K, kind of like king, the K in king. If you do not have the doggish, and that softer, think of the name Bach, that at the end, that's what that sound would be. Now, we also have, I think it's 5 letters that have a final form. I don't understand the benefit of this. This is just how Hebrew is. A final form is how the letters are written if it's the last letter of the word. So, let me remember how to write this. Yeah. It kind of looks like a really tall dalet, but it goes down further. So in English, you have letters like Q, maybe, that come down past the line of the bottom. We got a couple letters in their final form that they do that. They'll come down low. So if you see basically a tall dalet, which I hate because when you're first learning, it's like, is that a dalet? Oh no, that's a final cough. It would also have same rules for the doggish. It's just, it looks different if it's the last letter of the word. It has a final form. Couldn't tell you why. Okay, and the last letter we're going to look at today is Lamed. Let me remember how to write this. Yeah. So you come down, and then you go around. Lamed, and that's an L. Thankfully, no funny rules about this one. It's just an L, so it's not that bad. Anyway, that's all we're going to do today. That gets us, I believe, in the ballpark of halfway through the alphabet. So we'll do a few more alphabet lessons, and we'll probably do, I imagine, 2 vowel lessons. And then we're going to be ready to start looking at words. And once we get a few words down, we're going to look at verses. And I am so excited for that. Anyway, we'll see you next time.